Hello everybody, it's me, TONIK TZW, and I'm here with Chin Laden. We're in a Kronshtadt Republique Tier 8 roasting and toasting of the red team. And as you can see from the bottom, we pick up a couple of medals between us, and we do a hell of a lot of damage in this one. It was a spectacular lunchtime special, and upon request somebody did ask me if I could do a run through of captains and ship, so here we go. I am in the tier 8 Russian cruiser, the Kronshtadt. I'm running aiming systems mod 1. Then we've got steering gears mod 2. Steering gears mod 3, although I might change that one. And then we've got fire control system mod 2. I'm running Nikolai Kuznetsov, and then my inspirations, I've got Nikolai von Essen. And on top of that, we've got Isoroku Yamamoto. And the skills we're using are Beyond Range. We've got Intuitive to keep track of those pesky destroyers. We've got a Punch Through for some extra AP damage. Fixated for grouping and a little bit extra dispersion. And then Fully Packed to give us an extra radar, which will help. Now you'll see that there's a couple of divisions out here. In particular, you want to be paying attention to the Kurfürst and the Friedrich de Grosser. We're going to be bumping into these guys very shortly, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. Now there's only one destroyer in each game. Ours spawns in the center, so I imagine that red team's destroyer spawns in the center too. And at the start, I'm asking Chin, do we push in or do we push round? You can play this one of two ways. The destroyer is coming this way, and I imagine that red team's destroyer is either going to come this way or he's going to go the other way, because that's the only two things he can do, really, unless he wants to come straight up the middle and risk running into a whole load of radar. If I was the destroyer, I'd be looking for somewhere where I could get into cover and away from potentially being lit up on radar and then focus down. So we make the decision that we're going to go around the outside, and this little spit of land that is sticking out there in front of us, we're going to use that as a little bit of a cover to approach this corner, because we don't want to go barreling round this corner, because I have a good feeling that that Friedrich de Grosser, which was spotted at the bottom there, is coming round with his mate, the Grosser Kurfürst, who we all know can be built with quite handy secondaries. And with the Friedrich de Grosser secondaries, we don't really want to be running into all of that so early in the game and sacrificing our hit points for little benefit. I'm slowing down, letting Chin catch up to me. We do see there's another battleship pushing round with us, and together we are going to cause a whole world of hurt on red team. But this is going to be an example of will to rebuild, literally making a zombie ship, but that's going to just help me towards a crazy damage total. So there we go, we've got a Kronshtadt, we've got the Friedrich de Grosser, we've got the Grosser Kurfürst, and I don't want to sail out to these, so I want to turn into the island, and as Chin's trying to slow down, he kind of nudges me into that. So we are both bowing to these guys, and I've got AP loaded to start with, because running von Essen, it reduces my my bounce angles on those AP. So even though that Kronshtadt is well angled, we do take a little bit of damage off him. I think Chin already hit the Friedrich for 10,000 damage, but we have another ship at the north end of this capture point. Our destroyer has taken it, so that's given us even Stevens with red team, because they've managed to take the cap on the other side of the map. Now we want to back up out of this way a bit just so we can get shots across the top, because they are spotted through the cap, which means that if we can stay undetected we can get shots across the top without being fired back at by ourselves. Fired back at by ourselves? Is that even real English? Without being fired back at. So there we go. So Friedrich's there, and we decide that it's time to start roasting and toasting. They are staying angled. He appears to be well within secondary range, so we want to try and stay out of that one. He does get absolutely slapped again, and I'm now at an angle where I can hopefully clear my guns across the top of here, and we're going to try and get some fires on this guy. They have realised that they have run into a wall of steel, and they've slammed things into full reverse, because not only are they spotted through the cap, they can take torpedoes from the centre there, so they are in a very difficult position where they're not going to be able to push up this flank. They have no option but to back out. Friedrich de Grosser has already damaged Kond, and he gets a double fire back for his trouble, and that is going to tick as well. But we're going to try and get another one on him. We're going to stay HE, and my back turret's playing a little bit funny here, because although it's telling me that I'm clear, I'm not quite making it across that little hill there. But my front guns are. So we creep forward. We get another fire on the Friedrich de Grosser. We see the Alaska running out wide, and we're going to try and get a couple of turrets on him, but he's turned out. He has got us spotted because he's far enough out to get us spotted. A little bit of indecision there on where we're going to put our shells, but Friedrich is still ticking. Now, as I said, he is in division with that Grosser Kurfürst, and that GK is keeping this guy alive. It is literally beep, beep, beep life support, because he would have been dead a long, long time ago without will to rebuild. We're going to stay on the HE. We're going to try getting forward to get those shots over the top. We want to try and stay away from this Alaska. But we switched to AP, and we switched to AP just as the Friedrichs fires burn out. So we're going to try and get some shots on him. He is healing up. He's obviously letting his will to rebuild run. We fire a spread shot at the Alaska, and we do pick up some damage on him with them. But it's not a great amount. We take a turret out, but nothing substantial. We now decide that as they're backing up, we have the cap, we have control. There is a ship pushed straight up through the centre there, but he's going to be taken care of. And now we're going to start getting things toasty again for that FDG. It's going to be a while before we can get a fire on them. And Kronshtadt, I know everybody says, oh, the AP is great on it, but even though I've got reduced sort of bounce angles on the shell, I really don't think I'd be doing a ton of damage going through his superstructure. There's only so many hit points available in there, but we get a double fire on him again, and he starts ticking. So we start looking towards this GK. Chin is absolutely adamant that we go charging down here, but there are still 3 full sets of guns out there. There's still a destroyer that hasn't been spotted, and I don't want us to commit into a ridiculously bad crossfire from these guys. So I'm telling them, now let's get 1 set of guns off the map, and then see what we can do about the others. Triple fire now on the FDG, and as you can see, even though he is burning down, that GK is keeping him alive. I'm past 104,000 damage already. We get a witherer. I can't remember if that's 40 or 60,000 damage through fire. But thank you, Grosser Kurfürst, for keeping the Friedrich alive, because that has just given me a nice little medal, which gets me some flags at the end of the day. Now, even though this guy is ticking down, we are keeping him burning. The GK knows that I am the problem now in burning down his buddy, and starts putting some shots onto me. We're going to keep creeping forward, and I'm looking at the FDG thinking he's going to burn out soon, And Chin's like, do we want to let him get another salvo off? And I'm like, no, take the shot. So doesn't matter who gets the kills here. This is about playing for the win. And Chin is going to basically deal with this Jeek here in the most spectacular fashion. The Alaska is still out there causing us some trouble as well. I turned the wrong way. We were laughing so hard, really, and so I now need to sort of turn back out and push back past this spit of land to try and catch up with Chin and make sure he stays within will range so that we can get and sort of within good range and start putting some pressure on these guys. Because the closer you get to these ships, yes, it is a risky call, but it takes their turrets a lot longer to turn. So if you can split left and right of a ship that is isolated, you can put fire on them from both sides. They have an option of bow tanking one, which can open them up broadside to another. He gets another reasonable hit on me, and I'm looking at the Alaska thinking, let's see what we can do about him while he's trying to focus on Chin, because I think they see Chin as the biggest risk here. He's got a 20-second reload on that Republique, and it is absolutely bonkers. But he isn't going to give this Jeek here a chance to do much else to him. And he takes him for a ram, and I think he's on 130 plus 1,000 damage there. I'm on just under, literally 10 points under 165,000 damage. I think blue team have well and truly got control of this game. There's a Mainz, there's a Yagumo, and there's the Alaska who's out in front of us, and the Alaska's got radar. There it is, but so do I. Guess what, mate? I know exactly where you are too. I'm staying bow into you. I don't think you can kill me from there, but I can kill you from here. Boom, Citadel, high caliber. There's my one and only kill of the game. 182,572 damage. Absolutely bonkers. We stopped those guys dead in their tracks, and the positioning of the other guys on B cap was absolutely perfect in making them think twice about pushing that flank. The Mainz has been taken care of. The only ship left is his div buddy, the Yagumo, and he is going to pick up a little bit of extra damage on that cruiser you see off to my right hand side. I've got HE loaded, expecting to get a shot in, but the points are way up there, and it's going to end the match with, what's that, nearly 4 minutes to spare. That wasn't bad at all. So there we go, 182,500, high caliber and a witherer. You know, Chin himself did over 130,000 damage. We do finish 1 and 2 on the board, which is absolutely brilliant work as a division, and thanks to the destroyer for going into that cap, taking it early, and the other battleship who did a great job in supporting us on B cap there. So I hope you've enjoyed that one. If you've enjoyed that, click on one of these links, and don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, take care and goodbye.